You're definitely the crust of Harder Brunch. The crusty part.
You're not making this sound like a good thing.
We all know how much you hate crust.
Well, crust is not healthy either, right? It's not the healthiest part of the pie. It's
debatable.
I mean, crusty, like that sounds like a clown's name.
It is a clown's name.
It is Krusty the Clown.
Yep.
Come on.
See, I was right.
Chef Dyke Michael's making food, and he's making comedy too. Thaddeus J. McKee is co-hosting with the guy I mentioned previously.
Yeah.
So pretty close to Breeze. And as always, there's a guest who be sure to please.
I just want to forewarn people.
Okay.
On YouTube?
Nice
You want everyone on YouTube to know that? Hi, and welcome to the Harder Brunch Podcast. I'm your host, Dyke Michaels. With me, warning the internet about the dog smell, my co-host, Thaddeus J. McKee.
Slappy, pappy, want, want.
On the ones and twos, the wheels of steel, the sauce boss of Indianapolis, and the last woke dragon, leaving the room, Zach Rohn, everybody.
Hey there.
That was a good Zach Rohn impression.
That was.
It was good.
I've been working on my impressions.
It was great. And then we have... I feel like this is like when like in mob movies when they get all the like the four corners. Like I feel like all the dons of the brunch game are coming together. Ashley Brooks, Bridget Davis, the co-host of Baby Got Brunch. Welcome to Harder Brunch.
Thank you.
Welcome to the show.
Us.
Very, very excited to have you. I always get nervous when food people are in, especially brunch people. I'm like, we have to do a good job.
Oh, you did do a good job.
Do we do well? Do we
It
pass?
was so good. So
good.
So full.
I'm really, really
Pregnant lady, mom and baby, both totally full. So
nice.
thank you.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Delicious.
Yeah.
Well, thank you guys came bearing gifts, which never happens to us. We never get gifts. So I was very excited. And you make this banana infused Jameson.
Yeah.
So tell me about it a little bit because I've had banana infused Jameson before, and I was telling people, I was like, no, this is really good. They're like, oh, this other place makes it, and I was like, yeah, but every time I've had it, it has so much like particulate in it. Like this was made with care. This was made.
It is simple, and that's how I approach all cocktails. Keep it simple. I mean, shrubs and everything are great, but it's just Jameson. You peel some bananas, throw it in a jar, let it sit for 3 days, and then filter it all out. So you just have the crispness of the alcohol. But actually, Chris Nelson, who is a bartender at Prime 47, had this at 14 West like years ago when they used to do brunch on Colts game days. And he discovered it in New York City at a little bar. And so it's something that I started doing at my house when I host Thanksgiving every year. And it's kind of our like home cocktail. So
Your Thanksgiving sounds lit.
it's a whole week of prepping. I do everything. I don't let people bring anything.
That's insane.
It's fun. Wow. Yeah. Yeah. It's a lot of fun.
I did
Really
that.
honing those mom vibes.
For 12 years. Yeah.
At least you have the forethought to like prep a week in advance. Like I did that once where I did everything. It was my first year in culinary school, and everyone's like, I guess you're cooking now. And I also didn't think about how much it costs to feed everybody. I was like, can you guys kick in on this bill? Like I'm a student. Like and the first year I did Thanksgiving, I'd never cooked a turkey before. But I'd cook lots of chickens, and I was like, they got to be the same, right?
Sure. Yeah.
And so I had this raw ass turkey for like entire family. It was like mostly not raw, but we were like at a church, and it was like trying to fire it in the oven to get it going, and I think we were like cutting pieces of it off, and I was searing it. This was like 7 or 8 years ago. My family brings it up every year. Like, remember that raw turkey you tried to give us?
Remember when you tried to kill us?
That was terrible.
Have you cooked Thanksgiving since then?
Oh, I've nailed it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've
The
nailed
first year is hard. Like I bartended the night before, started cooking my turkey when I got home at 5 o'clock in the morning, and then hosted people, that afternoon. So that's mise en place, prep. You got to do it.
Tell me about this Baby Got Brunch event you guys are doing together.
Yeah.
So excited. We're so excited. We've taken a couple years off. The last one was in 2019.
Why? What was going on in 2020?
I mean, we're just busy. You know? just busy with life. So yeah, we took a little pandemic hiatus, and we're just really excited to bring it back. We've made some changes. We rebranded the festival. We have a new beneficiary this year and a new location. So we're at Victory Field, August 13th.
Nice.
And yeah, it's still brunch. It's still hip hop music. It's still a benefit to help offset childhood food insecurity in Indianapolis. This year, we're also donating to an organization that is granting scholarships to incoming culinary students to Ivy Tech.
That's great.
So,
That's
we're
awesome.
trying to also impact the restaurant industry that's been hit really hard. So, yeah.
And it's a fully open bar.
Oh, yeah.
So 21 plus, you
Yeah.
know, the ticket, bottomless, everything. And you get to sample food from all the vendors. So it's not like one of those ticketed, you get 2 little chit tickets that you choose. You can sample everything. And it supports a great cause.
Yeah.
So,
And who are some of the vendors you guys have this year?
So this year we're excited. We've got all the heavy hitters. We've got Bluebeard. We've got Gallery Pastry Shop, Milktooth. We've got Landlocked. But we've got some really new exciting ones too. Healthy Soul just applied. Nice. We're really excited to have Tawana there. Nacho Mama's food truck is going to be there.
the Bearded Bagel.
Bearded Bagel. We've got, Tinker Coffee. We've got lots of fun liquor sponsors this year too.
And they're all mostly local. They're local to the Midwest at least, if not Indianapolis.
Yep. Yeah.
And what number of this? How many have we done so far?
This will be our 4th year. So we
Nice.
took a 2-year break. So
Yeah.
2017 was our first one.
Yeah.
That's awesome. And how did this start out? How did you guys start out the first one?
Well, back in late 2016, I had left my restaurant Milktooth in 2016. And then so I was kind of just figuring out what I was going to do next. One of the original co-founders, Slater Hogan, who's an amazing DJ in town. He owns Patron Saint and Saint Shack and Keep Indianapolis Deep. Does he still do stuff with
Keeping it deep.
Keeping it deep?
Yeah.
Sorry. Yes.
No, you're good.
And then Bridget was involved. So we were all just really excited to put this together. There had never been a brunch festival in town before. So, naturally, I was excited to extend my life of brunch outside of Milktooth and do something for a good cause. And so, but now it's just Bridget and I co-organizing, co-hosting. And we're just excited to make changes and also maybe take it on the road. Can we talk about that?
Yeah, potentially take it on the road. We have a couple cities we've been shopping. So I think maybe 2024 would be our launch for that.
Yeah.
That's awesome. And so did you both have extensive event backgrounds before this, or have we been learning on the fly?
Well,
I've been in events for 10 years. So I started working in food industry when I was 15. So I come from food, beverage, hospitality, and kind of just fell into events 10 years ago. And I had been working with the venue that we were going to host this at to help them do some concert venue management and a lot of corporate type things. So I was kind of brought on as a logistics person. And Ashley was the kind of the creative brains. We had categories the first year because people can vote for their favorite dish. I don't think we mentioned that. Yeah. So they vote in real time for their favorite dish. And then it's a competition. So top 3 chefs are awarded a prize. So it's been a development over time. Yeah. I think I'm straying from your question.
No, that's great.
So Bridget Davis Events is her company, and Mirth and Myrrh. So that's also your cocktail company.
And those were 2 gifts that they gave to baby Jesus, right?
Oh my gosh. Well, Myrrh.
Yes.
Yeah. So Mirth is merriment, and Myrrh is an ingredient in my favorite liquor, which is Fernet. But it's from the Middle East, and it's a secret ingredient in a lot of liqueurs.
Fernet and Coke is my favorite cocktail or just drink in general. It's so delicious.
Never had it.
Have you been?
So good.
I'm getting way off topic
failed in
here.
not bringing you some.
Have you? I see Cab and Coke has been kind of the popular drink this summer. Cabernet and Coke. Have you seen that?
A komakoche? Is that a komakoche?
I wasn't gonna even take a swing at pronouncing it wrong, so but I believe so. I know it begins with it's a long word that begins with a K.
I haven't tried it, but I would try anything once. So
I think the key is you have to have like the cane sugar Coca-Cola. I don't think it's just like regular Coke.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's weird. It's like two things. You're like, this shouldn't be this good together.
Yeah.
But I feel like our friend Beth was making them at work for some party guests. It is one of those things where like you don't notice it, and then you notice it like 3 times in a week, and we're like, wait, is this like the drink of the
and
summer?
And then suddenly it's everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
like espresso martinis.
Yeah, why are they back?
Because everyone's obsessed with the 90s right now.
That's very interesting.
And I'm a 90s baby, so I'm like, espresso martini.
Yeah, the worst thing about 90s being in fashion is like twice in a lifetime I have to be reminded that I can't afford Jordans, you know? Like,
That's funny. It's funny that you're poor.
We've all been there. It's okay.
So Bridget Davis events, does that include the destination weddings as well?
Yes, destination weddings, which are fun, right? I get to travel, which is kind of how we got to. Maybe we'll take Baby Got Brunch on the road.
Yeah.
Okay. Take it to Maui.
Yeah, why not?
Okay. Speak it out.
We've been talking about Miami and potentially New Orleans because they are great food hubs and
Got some connections there.
places that we both love to visit often.
New Orleans is my hands down absolute favorite city.
Oh, I love it.
It's so
I love it
great.
there.
Food city, party city,
Yeah.
alligators, you know?
You big alligator
I'm a big
fan?
alligator guy, you know?
Have you done like a swamp tour?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I'm terrified.
First time I went,
No,
I didn't
thank
see any
you.
alligators because they hibernate like in part of the year. It's like, oh, you got to come back during the summer. I'm like, you took me on a full ass alligator tour. Like, damn well, I wasn't gonna see any alligators.
It's ridiculous.
That's hilarious.
And then we came back. I came back and did another one. And yeah, they just come. It's always a guy who's just missing body parts, and he's just like, "Oh, don't you worry, these are just babies." And, and they feed them marshmallows. They just come up and they're like swamp pigeons. They just come up and they just want to be fed their little treats.
I feel like
and
this
they,
is a lot. Are you
100%, 100%.
over on us?
no, because these
I don't
things
believe
go,
any-
these
They
boats.
hibernate. They eat marshmallow.
Yeah.
All right, all those things sounded like lies. You're right, but surprisingly enough, yeah.
And the fact that you didn't get half off on the winter tour, like, you're not going to see anything, but it's still full price.
That's on you, Dyke.
They have when you come back like to like the little gift shop, they just have like a little alligator in the tank, and they're like, "You want your picture with it?" And they'll
so
just
sad.
have you hold it. I'm like, no, I don't want to touch that.
You know, hold a alligator.
Yeah. Anyway, New Orleans is great. I think.
Sounds like you need a redo.
I think you guys do an event there.
Yep.
I'll bring the alligators. I
Okay.
think that'll be
Baby alligators.
Yeah, only babies. What is your guys' favorite, like, absolute favorite brunch dish?
Ooh, I thought you might ask this, and I'm so indecisive.
I know. I like eggs in purgatory.
Oh yeah.
It's so good. Tomato sauce, eggs, a little spicy. You get the crusty bread. So good. And any eggs Benedict,
Okay.
for sure. Which
Thanks.
you killed it on that today. That hollandaise was great.
Thank you. Yeah, should we get into it? Do we have the we don't have the I forgot to I was gonna bring the menu down so I can remember. I think I got it this time. I did remember.
We might be able to help you out too.
So the theme if you had to guess the theme, what would you guess the theme was today? Oh, did it say on we're adding them on the menus now. It used to be more of a guessing game, but
Was it kind of like French inspired?
it was like
Bastille Day.
It was like French with a twist.
French with a twist.
It was like
Yeah.
classic, a French technique or French food, but like throw your own spin on it.
Yeah.
Which my spin is always Indiana. Always corn. My grandmother was born in France, and Thad was born in Haiti. So we have that connection of both Haiti.
Is it a connection?
Sounds like it's an argument.
Wrong word.
Connection over a shared genocide.
Oh.
Wow.
Yeah, That's why you saw me sitting in the corner and not eating with you guys. I was like, they're not asking why I'm not participating in this.
Oh my God.
I don't celebrate French Day, and I won't.
So it started off with a radish toast, which is just a common breakfast staple there. We did it two ways. One with the Metal Honey Foods Scorpion Honey from friend of the show.
Shout out Sarah.
Shout out Sarah Morrell.
Yeah.
And then the other one was just like a goat cheese one. Like it just, I don't know, just
It was good.
crunchy bread, salt, fat.
But
you know.
not too
Radish-
crunchy.
Radish and butter is just classic combination. So
Yeah,
good.
I feel like it should be like the new avocado toast.
Yeah.
I feel like we should just do radish toast for a while. Like
And what was the bread again?
just a little baguette.
Well, I mean, okay. Usually, like when you see bread cut like that, I feel like it's
Yeah, you're listening to Harder Brunch.
Wow, was that the Haitian curse right there where we lost power for a second?
Yeah.
We're back.
You guys like that little magic?
We're back. That like in the middle of quarantine, I spent a lot of time just Thad and I just living together and getting to know each other, and it was a spooky time for everyone, right? And like we would be like hanging out drinking, just like, and he would like tell me about Haiti, and he would tell me about these voodoo priests that just like wander the roads in Haiti, and it was the closest thing to a real life like campfire tale that I would just be like, he would tell me, I'd be like, all right, good night, and I'm like, no, you can't just go to sleep after you told me about this real life voodoo.
I told them some voodoo stories too. So
I know. We were just talking about
Did you
it.
guys get scared when I told you the story?
It's a little spooky.
Yeah.
Good.
I was concerned for the priest that broke the bowl, for sure.
I know.
Oh yeah.
And you. Sounds like you were in his presence, so
Yeah.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad that you guys got to enjoy that. And if you guys want to hear more voodoo stories by Thaddeus, I'm starting a new podcast. It's
do.
called Voodoo is Real. For real.
I love scary stories.
Sauce Boss, you want to come over here on mic and shout out your dish real quick?
Yeah, get in here.
He acts surprised every time.
It's all right. Don't be shy.
He's
You can
like-
sit right here on my lap.
Yeah. It's not often that people want Zach to talk, but what'd they do?
Yeah, so no, I made the ratatouille with mustard chicken, basically. And that my whole connection was I did the Garfield Park Farmers Market, which you were one of the people that started.
Yes.
And so I used all farmers market stuff to make that. I used Becker's chicken.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what I did.
It was so good.
Good. Was
So
it like a
good.
really slow braise on that?
Yeah, no, I cooked the chicken for probably like 2.5 hours.
It was delicious.
And the crazy thing is, originally he didn't know how to make that dish, but there was like this little mouse that lived under his hat, and it would like give him
my
pointers.
That is such a dad joke.
Yeah.
No, wrong one.
No. Yeah, there you go.
There it is. All right, thank you, Zach. It was good.
Thank you, Zach.
I only got the ratatouille, but it was great. I'm sure the chicken was wonderful as well.
You didn't eat anything else?
I always just get like a couple
Okay.
bites here and there.
Tasted it at least.
I ate
Okay.
everything off of every plate.
Nice. That's the way you're supposed to do it.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's great. The next was the blueberry pork tenderloin Benedict, which I got a lot of flack from Zach about my naming of my dishes. So I just call pork tenderloin sometimes, and he was like, I thought it was gonna be like a breaded tenderloin.
Oh.
So I should have called it a pork medallion.
But that would
Apparently,
be really
Oh.
good too, though. Breaded tenderloin.
yeah, it's very
on a Benedict?
very Indiana.
Yes. Yes.
Um,
I loved a poached egg. You did a great job. The hollandaise sauce was great. It didn't break.
that was
delicious.
Bridget. That was Bridget and Zach. Yeah, I outsourced the.
Okay. Good job, guys.
I'm more of a concept guy, and then I rope all my friends into actually cooking the food.
Concept chef.
Concept chef, yeah.
I like that.
And then my favorite, the Frenchadilla.
French Shadilla?
We had a debate at the
I
table,
know.
like, what will this be when it comes out?
What did you think it was going to be?
Well, I think it says Frenchilda.
We were thinking like a French kind of style enchilada.
Enchilada.
It is, yeah. It's a Frenchilada.
Enchilada.
Yeah,
Okay.
Frenchilada. I said it
You
wrong
missed
because
an A.
Zach's been.
Or did it seem more like a burrito?
It did seem
It
more
was
like
like
a
a
burrito,
burrito,
but the
which-
crepe on the
Yeah,
outside
that
made
was-
it more
yeah.
kind of like an enchilada.
So it was supposed to be like a mashup, right?
Yeah.
It wasn't baked.
It's really good.
It wasn't. I didn't bake it, but that's how I wanted to serve it. And Zach just had a lot of problems with it. But then he ate it and he was like, "This is actually really good. This is actually really good." So
I saw
it,
you add that secret ingredient,
it was more of which one?
the brie.
Oh yeah,
Just threw in a whole wheel,
just a whole wheel of brie.
a whole ass wheel of brie. It was really good.
I tried to. So the original concept was just to make an enchilada with as many French ingredients as possible. But then, like at some point, I was just like, I was gonna make a rice pilaf and put it inside. I'm like, who's gonna care? Like, no one's gonna eat this and be like, is that pilaf in there? Like,
So, like, I have a question for you. Like, with secret ingredients, like, I'm so fascinated. How often do you put secret ingredients in?
oh, I put
food?
secret stuff in your food all the time.
Thank you.
To
No,
be determined.
I mean, it just wasn't like listed on there, but it was all of our favorite. Like I love smoking goose, obviously. I'm just always repping it.
Yep.
The smoking goose breakfast sausage, asparagus, brie, whole ass wheel of brie, as he said, rice, and then like a white bean, you know, and then regular enchilada sauce.
Yeah, it was really good.
On top. And then can we get Bridget over here on mic? Chef Bridget Rand, aka the 2022 Meat King.
Yeah.
Peace be upon her.
Yeah.
Welcome, Meat King. We need like a royalty music when the king comes on.
Yes.
That's nope.
That's more like Thunderdome.
Yeah, I don't know about all that. I do like Meat King though. It does have a nice ring to it. Though.
Yeah.
Austin does say that there's no living with me now because I do. Anytime he like does anything wrong, I'm like, I don't know if you were there, but I am the Meat King of Indianapolis. So
You let us all know
I
that
am
entire
not going to do these dishes.
that entire day. You let us know.
Yeah.
You have another 6 months left?
6 months. It just happened. I feel like I have like 8 months left. I don't know.
You can rock that as long
They
as
may
you
be
want.
planning the next one
sure.
sooner to pass on the title.
Well,
But you're the inaugural
Yeah.
king. So
well, Zach
You're
was
gonna be-
technically the inaugural.
You're gonna be usurped.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, my job, I received a trophy that then I heard I had to decorate for the next year's king. So Di texted me and he was like, I want to do French with a twist. And I have been for about a year now craving this like pear frangipane galette that I had when I was in Europe. And so this was my spin on that. Tartine is like a very classic French apple, kind of like the original apple pie almost. So I had a pastry that I made and it had kind of caramelized pears in it. And then I had wanted to do an almond ice cream. I thought I had almonds, but I had chocolate covered almonds. So it was a chocolate covered almond and then honey ice cream with a little creme fraiche that I've been messing around with. It was a 48-hour creme fraiche.
It was delicious.
Your ice. I love everything. I love everything you always bring to the table, but your ice creams are always my favorite.
Yeah, it's the attitude that you have a problem with. I get that.
Just the royal attitude.
The royal attitude. But yeah, it was a fun one. Everything you made was delicious.
that was a perfect way to end.
That French
French.
burrito was super good.
All right, guys, give it up for the Meat King, Bridget Rand. Thank you so much.
Man. And I love
Appreciate
it.
ya.
I love it. Thank you so much, Meat King, for coming by.
She's busy. She's a busy king.
Yeah. She is a busy king. She's
is.
delegating.
Busy with all the meats.
Yeah, so that was French with a French with a twist. He put it right on there. Oh my gosh. So
What's wrong?
at some point during the podcast, the food and the alcohol just meet. Right. It is a perfect lot, and it's just like your Thanksgiving full, and then just like get a little sleepy for a second, and just like
Quasi delirious.
yeah.
So smart to record a podcast after a big meal.
Yeah, we would never fall asleep on a podcast.
Yeah, that sounds like something that barely ever happens. No, after the first few, like I realized, because I would always eat the same amount of food as the guests, and I realized I could not do that. But also, like, it's grown so much. Like, we started off, it was just one thing. You just eat a one kind of normal brunch, and then go do the podcast. And I think when Zach came on as a guest, we did like how big of an asshole could you be with a Bloody Mary? Was that it? Yeah. So it was just Bloody Marys, and then like how much stuff we could put on a Bloody Mary before it fell over.
Love that.
And so it was just like pinwheels of meat.
Yeah.
And just like,
So for Baby Got Brunch, we have a Bloody Mary bar from Smoking Goose.
Yeah.
Oh my
provide
God.
Goose the Market.
all the accoutrements.
Yep.
did you guys did you say how much tickets were?
65
Oh, we did.
for
65.
general admission.
Nice.
And
wow.
95 for VIP. So VIP gets you in an hour early before
Okay.
everybody else. You get more time to hit the bar, more time to hit all the food stations.
First crack at everything.
Yeah.
That's amazing. And what's the ticket link on?
On our website, babygotbrunch.net.
Yep. It's on our social media. We have it linked in the profiles. And we're on Instagram and Facebook.
They got
Baby
some
Got
cool
Brunch
merch.
ND.
We have some cool merch.
We just
Yes.
launched our first edition of merch in our 4 years of hosting this festival.
Which I am
today.
buying. I'm buying some. I promise.
We may have a special onesie made just for you.
Yeah.
Will you be
Yeah.
making
Yeah.
adult size onesies?
I think we have to now. We've
Or-
had, yeah.
Yeah.
We've had the conversation,
Yeah.
so it needs to happen.
I'll wear it on the show for you ladies.
Okay. Consider it done.
This is kind of a side note, but have you ever met or seen an adult baby in the wild?
Wait, time out. You're talking about adult babies like they're Bigfoot, like just roaming around. But
I
go
know
ahead.
a lot of adult babies.
Do you?
Okay? Yeah, I do.
Yeah, this isn't one of those adult baby shaming podcasts.
Are you talking about like Benjamin Button?
I'm not.
Like
No,
adult
no,
baby?
I'm not. I'm not shaming. I'm fascinated, and I'm 100%. When I started this podcast, originally, like one of the original ideas was I was just going to talk to weirdos. Like I was like, instead of doing like, I mean, I still kind of do, but like, instead of doing like food industry and comedians, I wanted to talk to like people that like had weird kinks or people that like maybe they were like left a cult or something, you know, like
maybe we left a cult or have weird kinks. I mean,
have you left a
could
cult?
be a crossover.
These are the original adult babies.
I know. I feel like I'm walking into a trap here. Like actually, we're both
What's your problem with adult babies?
we're both practicing adult babies. So I used to work at this bar, and this person would come in, and she would wear like a onesie. She would come in wearing a onesie. She had like a lunch pail and a bottle. She had her hair in pigtails, and she would come in with like a traditional kind of dressed woman, you know, and she would call that person mommy. And that person was like older than she was, and I couldn't figure out like, was that her partner? Was that her actual mother? Was that her caregiver? Like I wasn't sure what the relationship was. But then she would sit down and she would like look at the menu and be like, "What should I get, mommy?" And then like, but she would like get a beer, so she had to be like
This
legit.
doesn't sound
That was
real.
a kink. That's
She had to be
definitely
over
like
21.
Yeah.
But then
Sure.
she would get and I was just fascinated.
What bar was this at?
I don't want to say. I don't even want. It was in Irvington.
Okay.
But it was in Irvington. This person lives in around the
I
Irvington
feel like
area.
I might actually know who this person is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there might be a reason to the story that's going to make it sad. So let's move on.
I know that there was a couple that was like, one was like a French maid and the other was like a servant, and they were, or no, the other way around. I don't
This
know.
was an adult baby.
But it was definitely like a fetish thing. And
And in public. I don't care.
oh yeah, but they were
Like-
really nice. I mean, they're so sweet. They were really nice.
Sure.
They're
They were
babies.
like-
Most babies are sweet. They're not going to be jerks.
I was always just
babies
more
can be jerks.
Well,
I was just always more curious. Like when I see a little bit of weird, I'm just like, I just got to know everything.
Yeah.
I'm like, what? I mean, you just drank beer. You just drank craft beer out of a baby bottle. You
Honestly,
know, like
I feel like people that are putting themselves out like that in the world, they appreciate when people ask them questions, like just genuine. Hey, I'm curious. Not like I'm curious because this is like super weird and I want to make fun of you.
yeah.
But like genuinely want to know. I think that they appreciate that.
Yeah.
I could legit do a 5-hour podcast with somebody who was an adult baby. I have so many questions. I feel like at some point, like, do you turn it off? Like, what is it like?
Why don't you seek this person out
You did-
and have
I-
them on the show?
I mean, I feel like
They probably don't know how to use a phone. there's probably a lot of reasons.
I bet their mommy does.
Can I speak to your mom? Put your mom on the phone, please. Put your mom on the phone.
Goo goo gaga.
And again, adult babies out there. I'm not trying to make fun of you guys. I was a baby once. I get it.
Look, some of my best friends are babies. Okay, I was anyone to think this is not a baby-friendly podcast.
Hey, we love babies. I mean, we're all about it. You know.
Yeah, real babies.
Real babies. Yeah.
Yeah, they even
all
have
babies. Okay.
Which this year, Baby Got Brunch is benefiting the Milk Bank of Indianapolis.
Oh, because of the shortage.
Wait, what's the Milk Bank?
Yeah. The Milk Bank is a local organization, but they actually service like a pretty broad
I think
spectrum of the
48
Midwest.
states they actually have on their map that they've serviced. So their main hub is here in Indy. They benefit mostly families in Indianapolis, but they are a huge bank and they can ship all over the states.
They take human milk, breast milk donations, and they process it in their lab, and then they donate it to infants in like ICUs or babies that are like allergic to formula. And because there's been a formula shortage, which shouldn't be a fucking thing, but it is, here we are. And so there've been like a huge influx of requests from them.
Okay.
So this will really help them kind of, process more donations and get it to more babies that need food.
And so you could just go and donate your milk, or you probably have to sign up and get tested.
There is an application process, and you have to get tested.
Sure.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, I'm asking for people that are listening. I'm not able to do that.
He wants to donate.
I knew nothing
Can't do it.
about the Milk Bank until we, started chatting with them. So it's been...
That is awesome.
Yeah, really cool. They took us on a tour of their facility, and...
I had heard about it. I won't go into the whole story, but it was kind of like serendipitous how we chose the Milk Bank, because we'd been donating to the Patachou Foundation for the first 3 years of the festival.
Which is a great organization.
It is amazing. They feed children in after school programs. And then for the first, for the 3 years that we donated, we were able to feed like an entire school for a year. So they do a lot for childhood food insecurity in Indianapolis. 1 in 5 children are food insecure, which means they either go hungry once a day or they miss a meal once a day, which is just completely unacceptable. And over the pandemic, it actually got worse, of course. And so, we just kind of wanted to switch things up a little bit, and it just felt like it was the right time to do that. And the Milk Bank was kind of an obvious choice. So
That's great.
Yeah.
It's amazing. Hey, we're going to take a quick break, and we're going to be right back with Baby Got Brunch.
Yeah.
Gen Z can't stop raving about the Harder Brunch Patreon.
Patreon.com/Harder Brunch slaps.
No cap, the Harder Brunch Podcast is bussin' on God.
Move over, Boomer. Gen Z's here to talk to you about the Harder Brunch Patreon.
Harder Brunch Podcast on Patreon, $3 a month, low-key a steal.
The Harder Brunch Podcast deadass has me bricked up every day.
Listen to these all totally real testimonials.
No, I'm getting paid to do this, don't worry. Yeah. No, you think I do this for free? No.
The Harder Brunch Podcast deadass slaps.
Sound younger!
The Harder Brunch Podcast deadass slaps.
Just go to patreon.com/Harder Brunch.
The Patreon After Brunch Podcast hits different. That shit makes you feel shit.
Hi, and welcome back to the Harder Brunch Podcast. We're talking to the co-host of Baby Got Brunch, Bridget and Ashley. So I have something I kind of want to share with our audience and share with you guys.
Yeah.
So we have a friend who is a producer, Jessica.
Yeah.
Shout out Jessica Mathis.
What's up, Jessica?
And she has been a big supporter of us, and she's just like, just a sweetheart. And she's
a real go-getter, by the way.
A real go-getter. A real hustler, a real grinder. Salt of the earth.
Salt of the earth and sea.
Salt of the sea. That's what we say. Just a real sky salt. I just want to just derail this.
Yeah. Well, I was realizing the sea is kind of a part of the earth.
Yeah.
It's a big part of it.
And it's salty.
It's kind of the biggest part.
Yeah, it's definitely the biggest part. Is definitely salty. But Jessica's not salty. She's very nice and. How dare you boo me after you started it? You can't start a bomb and then do a lateral handoff and then blame me for the bomb.
Oh yes, you can. Sometimes you set people up just to see them fail. You've done that before.
I do. But Jessica, she noticed that in our new studio, and we're still kind of figuring out our new studio setup and stuff. It's great. Yeah. It's the best it's ever been. But, we're adding stuff to it. We're
every week
getting it more and more comfortable. Just things that are important to us, like, pictures of, it's gone. Well, we have a picture of some famous bedwetters behind you over there. We have
wow,
some local artists. And,
don't say.
Yeah, Michael Landon, LBJ, world-class bedwetters. And some props, some puppets and stuff.
I was going to say, are those sock puppets?
Those are some racially insensitive sock puppets that Zach made.
No, you can hold it. It's fine.
I'm good.
Actually, don't touch it.
Yeah.
I was like,
I don't know where that sock's been.
Once I saw her touch it, I was like, this is not good. Like, I like them.
Yeah.
I like them, and I don't want them to get canceled. That's a booby trap.
Yeah. Sorry. I should have said, please don't touch the puppets. They were extras from the movie Get Out.
Yeah.
No, but we have, no, I'm just kidding. We have a bunch of fun knickknacks everywhere, and one of the things that we had was this little, right behind you there, Bridget, is this little mogwai from the movie.
Pull it off.
Yeah, show that guy off. We have this little mogwai from the movie The Gremlins.
Oh.
And he's always just been in the background, just kind of low key, just chilling. Oh, no. And Jessica saw this and was like, "Wow, these guys must be huge fans of the movie Gremlins." And I would say I am. Are you a huge fan?
Listen, can you be a huge fan without seeing the movie?
Yes, I think you can.
Yeah.
You were the biggest fan of Gremlins for a person that's never seen Gremlins.
100%.
Yeah.
Do you guys know Jess West Costumes?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you know she did a Gremlin costume one year?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's amazing. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm good friends with Andrew Brown, and he's like a muse for her costume sometimes. Like he was like the Grinch.
Yeah.
Like the Christmas Grinch and all that stuff. But yeah, we need to get her on. She's amazing. Yeah. But anyway, we got this. You want to help me unfurl this for the camera? This poster from the movie Gremlins.
Wow.
And this is signed by creature creator Chris Wallace. Harder Brunch, Best Wishes. Drew a picture.
A custom
Beast
drawing.
Oh, sorry, Beast Wishes. That's amazing. So this is a guy that developed the Mogwai and the Gremlin like creature characters. He also did the Fly from the movie The Fly with Jeff Goldblum. And you asked who the most famous person on the podcast is. I think it's this poster right now. I think it's this poster. The Gremlins. So shout out to both of you, Jessica and Chris. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
We're gonna have this framed. We're gonna keep this here in the dojo.
Yes.
And thank you so much. I'm very excited.
Woo!
All right.
Love that.
Thaddeus, when are you going to watch that movie?
You know what? I'm probably gonna watch it this week.
Okay.
What's more of a Christmas? It's more of a Christmas movie.
I'm probably gonna watch it Christmas.
It's a Christmas movie.
It's a Christmas movie. Okay, so I'll watch it.
They're saying it like people that say Die Hard is a Christmas movie.
It
so
is.
if you
100%.
are in that, I'm not saying I am or am not, but if you're in that faction,
Tell us, Bridget. Where do you land?
Yeah, Die Hard.
I want to know.
How do you feel about it?
Sure, it can be a Christmas movie.
Okay, it is.
Don't hate me. I also have
This is where the friendship falls apart right here. Over Die Hard's Christmas
Just
movie.
over Die Hard.
And brunch is canceled.
So we just had a thing this week. We celebrate every year Con Air Day, the movie Con Air with Nicolas Cage.
God, yes.
So the entire plot of the movie Con Air takes place on July 14th. Mm-hmm. And so for the past 2 years, we've had Con Air Day where we've invited people over either to relive the glory of the movie or surprisingly, there's actually some younger folks who had never seen. I never felt more older than when I invited a young comic over to watch it. He was like, never seen it. And I was like, oh, that's so cool. You've never seen Con Air? He's like, yeah, it's my dad's favorite movie. Nice.
I hadn't seen it either.
Real
You got
nice.
me into it.
Yeah. And now we watch it. We celebrate it every year and make a big pot of chili Con Air Day. And
I mean, Nick Cage, man. Just
yeah.
breadth of talent.
Well,
Spans the The spectrum.
And this was premium Nick Cage too. This was like his.
Was this pre-Face Off?
It was right around Face Off.
Okay.
I mean, that would be.
Yeah.
I think my ideal triple feature would be Con Air Day, Face Off, and then like The Rock. Like that is a whole.
Oh my gosh.
Evening of 90s testosterone.
Raising
So much
Arizona,
insight.
I feel like you can't even call that the same Nick Cage because that's one of my all-time favorite movies. But
Face Off?
Arizona?
no, Raising Arizona.
Oh, yeah.
But it's like not even the same person, I think.
Yeah, he went from
It's a
like
big, I don't know,
like
transformation.
regular actor to like movie star to like I think now he's
Frozen
in
in
this
time.
phase of his career where he's just making fun of himself, which is like it really completes the loop to legend. I think. I think anytime you're a legend, you have to be lame for a while, and then come back. You have to make a comeback, and then like John Travolta was lame for a while, and then he did Pulp Fiction.
But phenomenon. Okay.
Would you like to do
Anyways.
a terrible movie spin-off podcast with me?
Hell yes. All about it.
Well, so Thad has a podcast because he hasn't seen a lot of like classic movies that you think
I haven't seen Die Hard.
most people have seen.
I'm sorry.
And so
I'm not a movie buff either, so you're not alone.
Got
We
plans
were-
on Christmas?
he would watch a movie for the
Never.
first time and then have people come on and discuss. And it was there's nothing I love more than watching a movie with someone who hasn't seen it for the first time and then like getting their reaction from it. But like now watching a movie with someone seems ridiculous. Like it's like when I was young, we used to watch movies together.
Yeah.
Like you get a group of people over and watch a movie, and like nobody does that anymore. Like no one's attention span is that long anymore.
That's very true.
Like even when we
Yeah.
watch Con Air, like we were kind of roasting it. People are kind of coming and going, you know. Just like there was like 3 people that sat there and like watched the whole movie.
See,
you
I
know?
would be the person that sits there and watches the whole movie and takes notes or something.
Yeah. Next year we're gonna have a trivia on like a bingo card.
I think trivia is the way to go because then now you're invested in it and you have to stay and watch to make like you know whatever. There was a lot of racial humor that's not really played in a lot of movies today that you're like, oh, I forgot you could say these things like.
Or you can't anymore.
Also, traversely, there was like I forgot that like there's this whole like trans character who's one of the prisoners that's actually treated pretty well. Like 497.
Which
The character's named Sally Can't Dance, and she is just on the plane, just doing her thing like throughout most of the movie, and it's like all like the worst of the worst people, and like no one says anything shitty to her. The worst thing that happens to her character is like 'cause she's a bad guy, right? Like she's on the bad team, and like at the end of the movie, like John Malkovich is like gives her a gun or something and is just like, if anyone comes up here, claw their eyes out. And then like she gets into like a standoff with Nick Cage at one point. Nick Cage goes to punch her and he's like, and then he just open hand slaps her, which is 497 pretty woke. Like 497 is like, look, you would never punch a woman. You just slap them really hard. Like that's what Nick Cage said in
I do not
97.
remember that at all
No.
about Con Air.
I watch it every
Now I gotta
year and I
watch
forgot
it.
about that. It was this year that I was like, that's a weird thing to have in a... Anyway.
A lot of 90s movies did not age well. You know.
No, yeah.
What's your like favorite, like if you have like your like comfort food 90s movie?
Ooh. Oh my God. Well, I mean, Raising Arizona for sure. I love, oh my God, so many. I love all like the romantic comedies.
She's
from the
All That?
early- That was like 2000s,
Oh, was
wasn't
it?
it? Maybe.
Yeah.
Robin Hood Men in Tights. That's like my all-time favorite movie.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my God,
That's a great movie.
I didn't know
Dave
that about
Chappelle.
you. I
Yeah.
love you so much more.
Mel Brooks.
Mel Brooks. Yeah.
That's amazing.
That's great. Like,
amazing.
yeah, someone said that was their favorite Robin Hood movie, and I was like, yeah, good call. Good call.
When I attempted college for the first time, I lived in a dorm by myself, and there was only one channel that had Braveheart on repeat, like all day. And I was like, had a lot of anxiety, depression, or whatever, and I dropped out after one semester. But it might be due to the fact that I watched Braveheart over and over and over again in my dorm by myself. Anyways. I do like Braveheart though.
The doctor's like, stop.
I feel like if you watch Braveheart twice, though, I would feel like a Groundhog Day situation. Like, it's already a long movie.
That's true.
Like, to only watch that, that would probably cause some depression for sure.
Yeah, we'll just go with that.
So, like, give me like a little bit of background, like about you guys' like food history. Like, what was your first like jobs in food, or your first service industry jobs?
Well, I feel like I've always worked in food. My very first jobby job outside of like babysitting and being a nanny, was at IHOP actually.
Nice. Okay.
I was 15 and
sticky. Everything's sticky.
So sticky. Ugh. And they had like, the smoking section and like the family section, right?
Oh, wow.
And so good.
We're really dating ourselves talking about 90s movies and smoking sections.
I don't mind. I turned 40 last week. I'm good with it. So I remember though, like this probably is like what is most ingrained in my food history and like core memories. There was one weekend where they gave me a 15-year-old, the entire smoking section to myself.
Sounds right.
Because we were like short staffed or whatever. And that is the weekend that I started smoking. So I was just like sitting down like, whew, that was a tough shift.
Well, that was the thing.
But I was a terrible server.
That was the only time you could get a break in the restaurant business is if you were a smoker.
Mm-hmm.
So many people started smoking just so they could like go sit down for 5 minutes.
That's what happened with me for sure. I worked at Cracker Barrel. I've worked
oh wow,
a lot of different places, but I didn't really get my full indoctrination until about 15 years ago when I went to culinary school here in town and started working at Renee's Bakery. I was making all the croissants.
Okay.
And and all the cookies and pastries. And then
was that your focus, like baking and pastry?
Yeah, it was actually. I was a pastry chef in California for a little while, and but I've done a little bit of everything. I worked at Goose the Market, making blood sausage, like a scene out of Carrie, like just splattering blood everywhere. It was so fun.
I mean, how do you make blood sausage?
Well, it's like it sounds.
You add blood in the sausage.
Basically.
All right.
I'll spare you the details. I was a cheesemaker for a while at Traders Point Creamery. That was really fun. And opened Milktooth in 2014. Left the restaurant in 2016, and since then I've just kind of been doing my own thing. I started A Rose Hospitality, and I've been doing a lot of private events, private dining with Newfields, just like spin-off events, Baby Got Brunch, and then consulting in the industry. So I've helped people open restaurants and update menus and work on operations. I also do on the side, I told you I do a lot.
No,
I'm a little bit of a hustler, but got to piece it together. I also do publishing work. So I've worked on about 17 or 18 cookbooks for DK Books, which is a part of Penguin Random House, and either recipe testing or being like the chef on site. So like all the pictures that you see in a cookbook, like they would hire a chef, I'd cook all the food, help style, and then they'd photograph it. So
that's dope.
That was really cool.
And that's,
right?
You might be able to give Dyke some tips. Oh, no, you know what? that was rude. But like, because you spend a lot of time plating that, and I was like, well, since you've been doing that, I was like, that's
we talked about this in the kitchen about like not really calling ourselves chefs, or like it's like a case by case situation.
Yeah, depending on what you're doing.
I mean, I've opened a restaurant. I've been through culinary school. I've done about everything, but I've never actually worked on a line. Like when we started Milktooth, I was supposed to be the pastry chef, and my ex-husband was the head chef, and so we were like, well, we both can't get up at like 3 a.m. We have a baby, so I didn't take the pastry chef position, and I kind of took the admin, back of house, like just basically everything else you could think of to run a restaurant.
Well, and it's an interesting thing because like especially like coming out of COVID too, it's just like we saw how delicate the entire infrastructure of the restaurant business was. We lost so many restaurants during COVID. And also, I think when we finally had that break, those of us that just been go, there was a lot of time to have those discussions about like restaurants in general and like how we use them, how we perceive them, do we want to continue doing things in the same way? Do we want to take a break and try to make things better? Also, there's so many people that are talented in food that like I think that a lot of people don't realize all the stuff that you can do without having to be tied to a like I love restaurants. I always will. But like I realized from my kind of culinary journey, that's not where I want to be. So like when people like you come on, I'm always like, fuck yeah. You know, like that's great.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's what I do with I co-founded Indie Women in Food in 2017.
And what is that?
So we're just really kind of like a grassroots organization, just a community group. We support women in the industry. We have like a private platform, and then we do public facing events. I just did a conference with Butler with the Hub for Black Affairs. And I'm really excited because I think that's going to be an annual event that we do with them. But yeah, it's just really important to lift up the voices of women in the industry, allow them a safe space to sort of like share resources and communicate with each other, and just create this like sisterhood, you know?
Yeah.
So that's been really great. But
you should induct the Meat King into that. Bridget Moran.
Meat King.
Yeah.
And that's
Come
what
on, where'd she go? Yeah. We got to get her in there.
Yeah,
So-
that's what I'm thinking too. Because like a lot of people are listening to this right now, and they're like, "Okay, like how can I get involved with this? How can I help you out?" Or this is like really cool at the groundwork floor. Is there like a volunteer page that you have, or do you want people to DM you and say, "I want to help"? Or what?
Yeah, I mean, I think when it comes to doing public facing events, for sure, like yes, pay us to buy a ticket, you know,
Yeah,
sponsor,
for sure.
support these women, go to their restaurants, buy their food, like pay attention to the women that we are like uplifting.
Yeah.
You know, pay attention because they are doing amazing things. Maybe they've never worked online before, but they've been cooking their entire lives, and it is like a part of their whole family history. And I just had a client. She just opened Healthy Soul in the AMP, and she was working in hospital administration before the pandemic, and then, you know, was furloughed or whatever happened. And then she was like, fuck it, I'm just going to do meal prep from home. And it took off. And then she got this really great opportunity to open a brick and mortar. And so I helped her kind of through that process. And she's doing great. And it's amazing. And her food is so good. So maybe she's not a classically trained chef, but she is an amazing, amazing chef and food maker and food producer and all the things. So I like to highlight those people and give them,
that was
platform.
kind of the thing with this podcast was I noticed like a lot of times in food, you keep seeing a few names over and over. Like when someone gets interviewed for something, it's like, well, let's talk to A, B, or C. And not taking anything away from those people, but it's just like, I know so many people that don't get that spotlight, that don't get that shine. And I know so many people that are super talented. And like even today, like the food that you ate, like, I mean, it was like, you know, 3 or 4 people kind of pitching in to make that like a cool experience, like to make it a fun thing. And like these people are never written up in the newspaper. They're never in the magazines, you know. Like,
I also work in like the farmer's market space. Zach knows with batch number 2. And I started Garfield Park Farmer's Market 7 years ago. But I love that space for food because it's like these people that are really passionate about like a specific product or something that they do, or they just want to try something out for the first time. And farmers markets give them a platform to do that. It's also just, you know, expands food access for the city. And
you take SNAP, right?
Yes.
Garfield Park?
Yeah, we take SNAP. We have WIC offices come out and hand out vouchers. We do senior vouchers, Fresh Bucks. That's like, I mean, that's the biggest part of our mission is healthy food access. But it's also, you know, like helping the food economy too, because all these people that are supremely talented, you know, maybe they're not ready to open a restaurant. Maybe they're not, you know, ready to like go full hog on it, but farmers markets are a perfect place to start. So
yeah, you sound like the busiest person I've ever
I know. I'm like, she started all these different things.
And here's the 3 other things I forgot to mention.
No wonder I'm single, goddammit.
She got started a school in 3 different countries.
We're sending clean water to Nicaragua. Bridget, how about you? What's your full origin story there?
Oh gosh. Well, I started in the kitchen with my dad. He was a mess sergeant in the military and very resourceful. Not like your typical, here's your MRE, although I ate them a lot as a kid. You know, using what you have in the kitchen, especially when you don't have a lot, to make the most of what you can. My first job was at the old custard stand. So scooping ice cream, but then worked my way into the kitchen. But that's really my only kitchen experience. Everything else, front of house, working in restaurants, and then moving into bartending and cocktails, from dive bars to craft cocktail bars.
That's how we do it.
Managing at a steakhouse. So I've kind of done all of that. And that's where I fell in love with hospitality to pay my way through college, and graduated and did nothing with my degree. But here I am doing events and enjoying what I'm doing, which is something I feel like very few people can say.
That's great. I was looking at I think it was for your bartending page, and I was like, this Instagram is beautiful.
Thank you.
It's very, very well curated. And I was just like, because I did the same thing. I went from dive bars to craft beer to craft cocktails.
Yeah.
And kind of got that whole, I came in like just drinking. I drink High Life. I don't know.
As most bartenders do.
And I've gone through the whole thing, and now I feel like I'm back to like, can I just get a High Life?
Yeah.
But I love the photo aspect of a business. I love watching, like seeing like the pretty pictures and everything. And like, I feel like I can tell when you said you were a military brat, I was like, oh, okay, this all makes sense. Like you seem like a very organized person.
Oh yeah.
Okay. So if Bridget and if we were a pie, maybe I'd be the sweet, slightly salty, like peach filling. And she would be like the crust that holds us all together, because she perfectly.
She's crusty. Yeah. That's great. That's the nice compliment.
That sounds so nice.
She's very crusty.
What's a pie
I'm
without
sweet.
the crust?
She's crusty.
Oh my God.
The crust is my favorite part.
Me too, honestly. But yeah, she really she keeps me in line, because I can be a little flighty, lots of ideas, lots of like creativity flowing, and she reins me in. And kind of pulls everything together. We work really well together. Way.
Well, you need the big idea person and the details person.
I would say you're definitely the crust of Harder Brunch. The crusty part.
You're not making this sound like a good thing.
We all know how much you hate crust.
Well, crust is not healthy either, right? It's not the healthiest part of the pie. It's
debatable.
I mean, crusty, like that sounds like a clown's name.
It is a clown's name.
It is Krusty the Clown.
Yep.
Come on.
See, I was right. So, anyways, but that's a nice compliment.
Okay, now I'm insecure.
You can't build from.
I feel like no, that's cool. But you do that. You are the crust. You're the crust, and you're the sweet part too.
I feel like I'm definitely the big idea guy.
I feel like I'm the whipped cream. I'm the
You're
cream.
the creme de la creme.
Yeah. Thank you. I've been wanting someone to say that about me for a long time. You just won points.
Thad's definitely the salesman. Like he's if I had my choice, I would be behind a curtain just pulling levers, and Thad's no, he's not a puppet. No,
I was like, oh, you just call him a puppet.
Like I wouldn't be behind a carpet pulling levers. And like making everything happen is what I meant. Like I have a machine that just makes brunch, and then
oh my God.
Thad is the
Where
entertainer.
Is this going? Where is
Wait,
this
you
going?
said the salesman, like,
well, he's the salesman.
hey,
and
does
the
anybody want some
entertainer.
curtains with a guy pulling strings behind it? I'll sell it to you for $1.
So like we've done this podcast, and it kind of became like Thad like hangs out with the guests up front, introduces, ingratiates himself, and he always does a wonderful job. Where like if I had to do that, I think you would both be very uncomfortable right now. You'd be like, this guy was just staring, like he started a story and then trailed off 3 times. Like we don't know, he like hid in the bathroom for half an hour. Like it was very concerning. So like I'm the kind of guy that needs a job to do. I need to be doing something to feel like I'm fulfilling my purpose.
I get it.
I can feel that.
It takes all kinds.
Always busy.
Yeah.
Busying myself.
Right.
What do you two do when you are not being the busiest people on earth, like for fun? What's the fun things that we do?
I like to dance.
Ashley does love to dance.
What kind of dance?
I mean, nothing like, I'm not like a professional like ballroom dancer or
Just
anything.
like boogieing.
Although I feel like I maybe would love to take a class.
Like you're the first person at a wedding to get up and dance.
Absolutely,
Okay.
100%. Just get me on a dance floor and I won't stop. Need a little, maybe a little liquid courage to help with that first, but or something else.
Dancing's always a good.
I like to travel. I love to cook. I like to grill. Grill is like,
Grill master.
yeah, I'm grilling all the time.
Where's the last place you traveled to?
Oh gosh. It sounds bad because I travel so much. I feel like I lose track, but
It's a good problem to have.
Russia.
Lake Tahoe.
Russia?
Oh, yeah.
I thought she was going to say Russia for a
I
second.
haven't been to Russia yet. I would go though.
I would go.
Yeah.
Have you done like Europe and everything?
Yeah, I've done Spain, Italy, France, Germany, the Netherlands. I've been to Thailand, Cuba.
Dang.
Yeah, so I travel for work a lot, but I try to squeeze in.
Oh yeah,
time.
destination weddings.
Yeah, but
See,
I
their
travel
job-
personally too.
Their job is their fun, and I think that's
Yes,
and that's
that is-
like the goal for anybody. Like if you have an entrepreneur spirit and
Yeah.
you could do what you love,
Yeah.
then like you're making it. You're doing what you
And
love.
like
That's
my
awesome.
friends are my clients are my friends. Like it all kind of bleeds together, which is probably not the greatest thing at the end of the day.
Not always healthy,
Not
maybe.
always healthy,
Yeah.
but it's just where I'm at. Like
Yeah.
I'm so passionate about what I do. And if I make money doing it, that's a bonus. But it's like, this is the work that I want to do regardless. So, I don't get paid for everything that I do, but that's why I hustle.
Yeah. Speaking of hustle, let's talk hip hop real quick.
Ooh,
Okay.
yeah.
Hip
Do
hop.
it. Hip
Hip hop.
So the name of the festival, Baby
Yeah.
Got Brunch, is based on Sir Mix-a-Lot's song
Baby Got Back.
Yeah.
Baby Got Back. So it's a
Which
fun
not
spin-off on
everyone
that.
gets right away, which
Really?
kind of surprises
Some
me
people are confused.
a little bit. But it's okay.
Yeah.
It's all right. We're here to explain away. So
So the entertainment at the festival is largely hip hop music.
Nice.
Taking it back.
What kind of acts do we have lined up for this year? Can we say?
Yeah, DJ Kinetic.
Yeah, Mark Kinetic is Mark Williams. Mr. Kinetic is going to be our DJ this year. So we usually just have a DJ.
Yeah, Ron Miner was our DJ and such a great supporter in the past, but he's passed on. So we have passed the torch on to Mark and
Yeah.
are looking forward to working with him this year. We do typically have some other entertainment too, like a latte art competition, but because we're in a different space and we don't have the video monitors that we had before, we are still deciding on our final run of show what the entertainment will be besides just hip hop and good community.
But Mr. Kinetic is going to bring it because he's gonna bring some deep cuts.
Okay.
It's gonna be good.
But I like that. Like when you're setting a vibe for an event, and it's like the vibe you have repeatedly chosen is hip hop.
Yeah.
I love that. Can I ask a stupid question? Like you said this is at Victory Field, right?
Yeah.
Is it all inside or is it out on the the diamond?
It's under the concourse.
Yeah.
Okay.
So inside, but it's
Okay.
still open air because when we were deciding on the venue,
Yeah.
COVID was still
Sure.
masks were still mandated, things were up and down on events. But we
Had to
are
be spread apart and outside.
Yeah.
it's really hard to make a decision to bring a food festival back,
Like people's
mid-pandemic.
Yeah.
Because we had to start planning this a year ago.
Yeah.
We're really thinking about it. So
And then
Yeah.
we'll also utilize the front area. That's kind of where, if you have been to Victory Field, you can bring a blanket and watch
Yeah.
the game from there. So we'll have some food trucks out
Oh,
there.
cool.
But
Yeah.
renting the actual field was so much more money.
And if you damage it, they
Yeah.
That
play
makes
on the
sense.
field.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's just
This is our one thing.
You don't want to get athletes mad at you. That screw Baby Got Brunch.
You don't want to. You don't want to.
Hate babies.
Yeah.
You want to spill grease all over home plate. Thank you. Can you drop a beat for me, Zach? Thank you so much for being on the podcast.
Thank you for having us.
Appreciate you. I know we've got it in there, but let's get one final plug for Baby Got Brunch.
Oof. Yes, Baby Got Brunch, August 13th at Victory Field. You can get tickets at babygotbrunch.net/tickets. We've got merch for sale. We're still accepting some vendors.
$65 for GA, $95 for VIP. VIP is from 10 to 2. GA is from 11 to 2. Open bar,
bottomless
samples from all the
mimosas.
vendors.
Ooh, it's gonna be fun.
Guys, if you're
Eat,
not
drink,
there,
enjoy.
you're messing up.
Also, it is a charity benefit. So we are donating proceeds to the Milk Bank this year and also the Greg Hardesty Scholarship Fund.
Nice.
Awesome.
So brunch for a cause.
Yep.
Daddy's Jay McKee.
You can find me at Thad McKee, Twitter and Instagram. I'm on the internet and Yahoo.
He's consistently on the internet. Zach Rohn is not on my.
You can find me at Zach_Roan.
All right. We always like to end with that strong Zach Rohn energy.
That was great.
Guys, I feel bad plugging our brunch event now after that, but like
It's not on the same day.
It's not on the same day. It's July 24th. Harder Brunch presents our Backyard Brunch series. We're going to be doing 5 courses of brunch with cocktails, mocktails, and sangria, live music and chill vibes. Go to eventbrite.com for tickets. We only have a few tickets left. It's actually selling out pretty well. I'm pretty excited. It's going to be a fun day. It's this chill backyard in Irvington that has a koi pond. You can hang out with your favorite podcasters. Zach's going to be making food. I'm going to be making food. Bridget Horan, Meat King, peace be upon her, is going to be making food. And Elliot Rogers Klein. So it's going to be a fun day. If you want to come and hang out with your Brunch Nation, your favorite gang, and see us, please do.
There's going to be
music by St. Auburn, local artists.
How many people are you hosting?
I think we're only putting out like 25 tickets. It's just
Oh,
super
intimate.
Should we snag the last couple tickets, Bridget?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right.
I'll be in Nevada, but I'll be there in spirit. All right.
You can still buy a ticket.
Yeah.
You don't have to be there.
I would love to support.
Bridget, you say so much with your eyes. I've noticed there's
It's kind of a problem.
so much with your eyes. Yeah. But I feel like very communicative. You say a lot. Also, very excited to say we finally have a website. HarderBrunch.com belongs to us. And I mean, I'm the reason we haven't had a website, but we finally have a website, HarderBrunch.com. Go there, check it out. You know what? If you want to buy a Harder Brunch Hawaiian shirt and wear it at our backyard island style party that we're having, you could do that.
I'm going to.
It's going to be fun. Check out our website. We got some merch up there. We got some fun stuff, and we're going to just be adding to that, improving it, and making it better and better. Thank you guys so much for listening. Hit up all the brunch events, okay? But if you have to go one, go to Baby Got Brunch.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Love you guys.
And thank you so much for being on. It was great.
Thank you for having us.
We'll see you next time.
Woo.
Bye-bye.
We did it.
Woo.